as I travel, I get, you know, road weary just like anyone would. But yeah, yesterday marked 8 weeks on the road, and I thought, what am I doing? You know, here I am, you know, at you know, in the middle of freaking nowhere, doing what? And well, that's what I was doing last night. I was hanging out and having a great time with new friends. Well, there's a little deer right there. Probably one of the smallest animals I'll see on this trip. Hi, little deer. Oh, shit. Well, there's a buck. There's a little buck over there. Those chances of me actually getting a photo of him are slim. But there he is. I'm gonna try. So I break out my fancy camera here. My fancy camera. Hey. Good shot. Oh yeah. That's nice. That's real nice. Anywho, back at it. I'm here on the Campbell Highway. I turned off of the Klondike Highway because it was just going to take me down into Whitehorse to the Alaska Highway, and I've ridden it already. And this is kind of a cutover to Watson Lake. So instead of going to Whitehorse and then Watson Lake, which would be 700 kilometers, instead I'm doing 500 and something to get to and through Watson Lake. But the Campbell follows the Yukon River there. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I was told it's the scenery is beautiful. And the guy that I met, his name is Justin, is his first name, and he is running for a member of parliament for Yukon, basically the senator for Yukon. Nice guy, obviously, because he's a politician and he wants to be a nice guy. But anyway, he said, yeah, you'll love the Campbell Highway. He said, but you're probably used to it already since you've ridden Dalton and other places. It turns to gravel. Of course it does. All roads turn to gravel. anyway, that's... So I'm on this road for a bit. So the Yukon flows just around that way, all the way up. It is, wow, this is really, really scenic. Great views. I mean, granted, they're not snow-capped mountains or anything, but it's just really pretty here. Now it is remote. This, the Campbell Highway is remote. The next town, Faro, is 180 kilometers away, about, let's see, 120 miles. So, wait, or 90. You know what? Forget it. When I'm in Canada, I just set my speedometer to kilometers per hour, and I set the temperature gauge to Celsius, and that's what I use. I know, I just talk like the locals do, like, yeah, man, it was cold this morning, it was 5. Ooh, I don't know. 5 is cold. 5 is uncomfortable. Yeah. 22 is about perfect. Yeah. That's all I know. I don't know what that translates to Fahrenheit. But anyway, rambling on. Well, here, further along on the road, the road has turned from just straight, kind of dull, to a couple of great curves, following a high point on the river, and that's the Yukon River. Absolutely, holy smokes, look at that. I'm sure you can see it, that rock through the trees. It's really pretty here. I'm glad I took this route, because the other way was, it wasn't boring, but it sure wasn't this. This is real nice. A couple of nice little curves here. Nothing crazy twisty, just a couple of nice little curves. So, anyway, happy trees with happy trees. Right? I'll check in a little bit later, but man, look at that scenery. Here's a beautiful lake somewhere in the Yukon. I couldn't tell you the name of this lake yet, but wow, it looks almost like a fjord, you know. But yeah, the river isn't flowing through it. This is just a huge natural freshwater lake. There's no dam or anything. Absolutely gorgeous here. My goodness. Worth me pulling over to show it to you. Huh. Maybe we'll get some more views of it here. Really nice. Really nice here. Yeah, Yukon, it's beautiful, but it is remote. I thought, I mean, Alaska's remote also. Really, really very remote. Yukon, very, very, very remote. I mean, I'm the only vehicle I've seen in a while. Wow, that lake is beautiful. So if something goes wrong, you're it. So be ready for things to go wrong. My trunk box, my top case, whatever you want to call it, 3 bolts have vibrated loose from it. I noticed it was bouncing a little bit more than normal. That's because the 2 bolts that hold it to the frame underneath the mount are gone. They're not sheared off, they're just missing. Wow, that is pretty. Yeah. And then one of the bolts that holds the frame to the side on the back is gone. So I have one bolt that kind of holds it to a frame that should be bolted to the frame of the motorcycle, but yeah. So that bolt was loose, like just about to fall out when I found it and tightened it up. And then I have strapped the top case to the back seat handrail just to prevent it from loosening any further or possibly breaking off and flipping down the road. Lord. Hopefully I'll be able to get some bolts in Watson Lake or another place on the way. We'll see if there's a little hardware store in this town that I'm headed to. Anyway, enough talking. Alright. Crossing the Pelly River on a steel grate bridge, and into the town of Faro, F-A-R-O. It's hopefully a pretty big town. I'm told there's gas and some other things here. I really need fuel. I don't have enough to get back to anywhere. I don't have enough to go forward, and I can't go back, so I'm stuck. So they've got to have fuel, and hopefully there will be a hardware store in town. My trunk box, I have a couple of bolts missing from it, just the vibration from the road has caused it to vibrate apart. So I would really like to get that fixed while I'm here, and I cannot tarry too long because I need to get another 240 miles down the road. Well, now 280 miles down the road, because Faro is 6 miles off the main drag, so that adds 12 to my already long route. But anyway, not the end of the world, but I need to get gas and get out of here. The problem with traveling in the Yukon and everywhere else that's so remote is there's nothing for miles and 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 miles. Alright, so mission accomplished in Faro. I got a couple of bolts, not all that I need, but I'm partway there. And I topped off my gas, and if I am conservative, I should have enough to get to Watson Lake, but hopefully there will be gas on the way, and I'll just top off again before I get to Watson Lake. Yeah, it is so remote here. Faro, they say we're Faro Way. Yeah, you are Faro Way. But these little towns, I mean, when the Yukon and the Pelly were the way to get around, man, that town was hopping. Well, right now, that town, it is a mining town, gold and silver, I think. But wow, it was. I mean, it had a police station and it had a hardware store, but the gas station was more like the gas station at Prudhoe Bay. It was just kind of a. Oh, that's pretty. Just kind of an unmanned, above ground tank, and you go over, swipe a card, and pay. Okay, that's great. I'm just complaining now. I'm off my meds, kids. I'm off my meds. Anyway. Okay, so I gotta tell you, last night I was on this dirt road and I saw this sign, The View, ADV Riders Welcome. So it is not an inn, it's not a cottage for rent, it's nothing like that. It is literally a couple. He used to have a street bike, but it's a couple that just opens up their home and guest cottage for riders to stop in and enjoy. It is it's a beautiful spot in the world. It's just up there on top of the hill there. Can't really see it. Lovely people. Lovely people. So they took me in last night. I'd heard about it, and I just rode up there just to say hi. Hey, I've heard about you. I'm on my way to Watson Lake. I'm just going to be riding, this road. It's only a couple more hours to Watson Lake. Well, it's 400 kilometers. It's 5 hours. You're like, yeah, you should stay the night. We're going to cook dinner. And we had moose stew. We had a lot of beer. And we had just a great time just sitting up. Then they had a sauna. So I took in a sauna last night. It was amazing. Amazing. Then I had my own cottage. It was they had 3 beds in it. They made up the queen size bed for me. Just absolutely great people. Neil and Judy, and I want to say the dog's name is Maggie. I think that's right. Anyway, and the dog is a giant Saint Bernard, just as sweet as she can be. And my goodness, lovely folks, lovely. Anyway, it's as I travel, I get road weary just like anyone would. But yeah, yesterday marked 8 weeks on the road, and I thought, what am I doing? Here I am, in the middle of freaking nowhere, doing what? And well, that's what I was doing last night. I was hanging out and having a great time with new friends. And they're the type of people that as soon as you meet them, you realize, oh, I'm going to know these people for the rest of my life. And I will know those 2 people, the Sissons. They're great people. Anyway, and they don't charge for any of that. None of it. Dinner, a place to stay. They stoked a fire. They made. It was just amazing. Just amazing. Anyway, wow. A sign back there just said, no services next 354 kilometers. Well, I have 406 miles of range left on my bike, thank goodness. So, according to the little bike computer, so I'll make it. Anyway, well, that place was called The View. ADV riders welcome. They don't advertise. They don't do anything like that. Of course, I left $150 Canadian on the bed, because that's what you do. I mean, if you can't, they just, yeah. I just said, listen, I'm going to leave a tip. Anyway, really funny. Other riders that I have met on my trip, they have stayed there also. And we talked about it, but I did not come down this road specifically to stay there. It was a surprise to me to find it. So, but when I saw the sign, I knew exactly what it was, and I literally just wanted to pop up to say hi, maybe have a beer, and then be on my way. But man, boy howdy. And they just say, yeah, so do what we do, just take somebody in, go be, return the favor. Wow, that's amazing. Yes, I will do that. Anyway, and woke up this morning. The sun always shines on Hawkagaback is not true today. It is spitting rain, but it's okay. I'm refreshed. I slept 8 hours last night, which is absolutely unheard of. Unheard of. Anyway, if you get off the beaten trail, you'll find things like that. Now, granted, you have to ride down a dirt road for 800 kilometers to get there, but it's what a great spot. Anyway, things are still going okay for me. Yeah, life is good. I'm just watching out for little animals now. All right, well, I'll check in a little bit later, and man, what a great night. Well, fall has certainly come to this part of the Yukon. I am now headed toward the southern Yukon, but this elevation, it is late August 23rd, I think, today. And yeah, it is roll into fall. There's not been snow here yet, but it's not far away. I'm trying to crab over to the right as I go around a blind turn. But anyway, yeah, absolutely beautiful here. But woo, hard to get to. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you the colors there, and hopefully the GoPro did a good job picking that up. Well, this is a 2-lane road, hard to remember. It's actually a highway. Yeah, I think it's Yukon 4, but yeah, and yeah, for the next well, for about 500 kilometers it is this. It requires a lot of concentration when it's dry, but now that it's a little bit wet, yeah, I'm laser focused. Probably 90% of my time is spent forward, 5% in the rearview mirror, just a glance every once in a while, and then just my eyes darting off left and right about 20 degrees. I'm not really spending a whole lot of time checking out the scenery, just because I'm having to concentrate on the road so much. It is scenic, but woo, howdy. Desolate, I gotta tell you, a lonely road. I saw one truck, and he drove past while I was eating breakfast, and I've already passed him, so I know there's nothing else. At least nothing else going the way I'm going. And then there's, yeah, who knows about what's coming the other direction, but I've not seen a car, and I've been on the road now for about 40 miles. Wow. So there are bison on the side of the road. Just a little calf and a cow. She's not too excited about me being here, so I'm gonna go. Bye. I'm not gonna mess with your calf. Wow. So I am in British Columbia again, finally. And look, there's asphalt and road paint. It's not just a dirt road. It's a real road. I'm so excited. Hey! It's actually a great road, and it's super. Oh my gosh, it's in great shape and all that. So I was in Watson Lake, Yukon. I topped off gas. I ate a little bit of lunch, and I went to a tire shop to see if they had any bolts for my troubled trunk box. Well, at the tire shop they said, yeah, we'll show you where all the bolts are, take whatever you want, we don't charge for those, so whatever. I said, great, well, how can I repay you? And they said, oh, well, we're putting together some scaffolding out front. So here's a picture of me working on scaffolding with the guys. It was hilarious. I was like, what? Most random thing. So yeah, we added 2 floors to the scaffolding so they could paint the front of the building. That was just random stuff that you end up doing while you're out and about if you're open to it. They also let me hose off my bicycle. They also let me hose off my motorcycle because my motorcycle's filthy. And if you know me, you know I'm not OCD about clean, but clean is important to me. My motorcycle was disgusting, and the mud that was caked onto the radiator, I needed to get that off of there before it really hardened and became like concrete. They put some sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate they put on the roads to make the roads harder, the dirt roads anyway. Well, when that calcium carbonate comes up and attaches to the motorcycle, it literally just attaches and it becomes part of the motorcycle forever and ever, amen. And so I needed to get that off of headed there to for the night. There are some hot springs. I'm gonna get in some hot springs and relieve this pain in my shoulders that I got from being tense for that 400 kilometers that I rode today on a dirt road, because that's a long way to go on a dirt road. I'm in Laird Hot Springs, British Columbia, about to go into the hot springs. Now, if you're riding your motorcycle and you say, man, I'd really like to take a dip in those hot springs, you're out of excuses. They rent towels and they rent bathing suits. Now, I brought my own bathing suit, but if you don't pack a bathing suit when you come to Alaska, the Yukon, and northern British Columbia, don't panic. You're not the first person to miss that. So I'm going to go take a dip, and I'm told the water is just about 105, 110 degrees. It's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, so I gotta tell you, I had a great time at the hot springs. I went there, spent, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes in the water. Part of the spring is really hot, and then you can kind of move further away from the mouth of the spring where it's a little bit cooler. I took a photo. Ding! There's one. So hopefully you can see I felt a little bit like one of those snow monkeys from Japan that is in a hot spring. You've all seen the photo. Well, I hope you have, otherwise the reference makes no damn sense. Anyway, good time here. $5 to get in, $3 to rent a towel. I think it's $3 to rent a bathing suit. I brought my own, but man, well worth it. It's a quick side trip. No excuse not to come here. I mean, it's right off the Alaska Highway. Super cheap and lots of fun. Met a family from Moultrie, Georgia, in northern BC. Who knew? Anyway, really interesting people. That's what makes this great North American motorcycle tour worthwhile. Hey riders, thanks very much for watching that video in its entirety. If you would, click over here on the subscribe button, and then the button just to the right of it, that is the bell button, and if you press that, that lets YouTube know that you want to know what I've been up to on this particular channel. So every time I post something new, they'll alert you, and that's cool. Because if I'm just doing this for me, I'm not going to be doing this. So please subscribe, be aware, know what's going on. Also below you're going to find my channels to my social media, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that shizzle bedrizzle. You can sign up for those too. Stay alert, stay aware of what's going on. Also, I'm going to share the link to Motohawk.com. That's where you can go to make me be your ride guide to the southeast United States. If you're traveling in North Georgia, East Tennessee, Western North Carolina, Virginia, or West Virginia on 2 wheels, let me help you out. I've got 3 great books. They're available on the website, and there's some other cool information to share on the website too. All right, I hope that you really enjoyed the video. Be safe, ride smart, but have a great time.